I've had a number of conversations recently on child support and why do I have to pay and things like that. So I decided to make a video to address it. The reality is child support is a mathematical formula. And the complaint we hear is, I have 50-50 custody, why am I paying child support? Well, you're paying child support because your incomes are significantly different. So, if you make $100,000 and your ex makes $60,000, and for example purposes, let's use $68,000 net a year versus $48,000 net a year, $20,000 difference. If you're in Kansas, you are going to pay $254 a month, the parent making $20,000 less. Okay, holds true also in Missouri, right across the state line. They use the same formula. Your state could use a different formula, and other things factor in: number of children, other obligations. Some look at gross, some look at net. The other thing is who is providing the insurance. So whoever is providing the insurance is going to get credit for doing that. Okay, so that $254 and that you're paying to the person who's making $20,000 less, your ex-spouse, if the kids are on her insurance, it might be, and it's costing her $200 a month to have them on the insurance. I know that's inexpensive, but I'm using it as an example. You might have to pay her $354 a month because she is paying for the insurance on the kids. So that's one of the reasons why you pay child support when you have 50-50 custody, because they look at the incomes. Now, something that is different, every state's different. So, I lived in Kansas, and when I got divorced, I paid $330 a month for 2 kids. Okay? And the January after they turned 18, child support stopped. Unless they were in school, then their mom had to file a form, and then the child support continued until the June 1st or 15th of that year, because they wanted to make sure they completed high school. I have a friend, and that's when my child support obligation ended. Okay, I have a friend who lived in Missouri. His child support obligation doesn't end until the kids graduate college. It's like 22 or 23, graduate college, get married, or join the military. So every state's different. He's paying for 4 years more. Okay, just every state's different. So that is why, even though you have 50-50 joint shared custody, you're paying child support. And no, you don't get to decide how she spends it. And it is for the children. So don't get too hung up. It's a formula. And if you make almost identical, there'd be no child support. Again, the insurance may trigger some of that. One thing to keep in mind is the wording of how you agree to split other expenses. Okay, and I'm looking at this as 50-50, as most of the men I work with want 50-50 joint shared custody. If you get put into a position where you're every other weekend and a Thursday, you are going to pay significantly more in child support. And it is very common at that point for women who are getting a much larger check to complain, well, you need to also pay for these other expenses. And quite honestly, it depends on what your divorce decree says, and it depends on your situation and how you two are co-parenting. Because this belief that you automatically should pay half of other expenses, that is what the child support is for. So I'm not going to get into that. It's a very case-by-case basis. There are times I would tell a man, why would you not pay that? There's other times she is getting thousands, and I'm talking $2,000-3,000 a month in child support, and that's the end of his obligation. Okay? And so something to keep in mind. If you have questions about it, feel free to reach out below. I'm also putting the Failing Marriage Recovery Plan link down below. Free course offered by Mentoring Men, our community, so that Maybe you can avoid the divorce. Maybe you can heal yourself and lead you and your wife to a version 2.0 loving, connected, and deeply intimate relationship. So, have a great week, brother. If you have any questions, reach out below, and we'll see you next time.